You are now tuned to the Toxtel's frequency, and there is no tuning out.
Creepy story/experience thread. Share your own personal creepy stories or experiences. I will go first. Be me last year. Just finished working at shitty McDick's job at 1 a.m. Brother won't pick up phone. Don't have rides, so longboard home. About 1:30 a.m. and I'm almost home. Passing shifty-looking alley close to my home. Hear whistling from alley and look. See man walking happily away from me. That whistling is creepy as fuck. Sends chills down my spine. Guy stops walking and whistling, looks over his shoulder and sees me. Turns around, begins to walk towards me, whistling louder. He is walking faster than before. I noped out of there as fast as possible. See him on street still walking my direction. Turn onto my street, reach my house. Look behind me, don't see anyone. Run inside and lock doors. In hindsight, he was probably just a guy on a walk and was just turned around because he was going the wrong way or something, and I just so happened to be there. But still pretty creepy in the moment. I have better, creepier stories if interested. Be me. Young-looking, boyish, 5'4", blonde. Working late at McDick's job. Creepy-looking guy walking in. Creepy as in to catch a predator. Guy orders a large coffee and asks me weird questions while I make it. Guy. How old are you? Me. 17. Guy. Oh cool, what time are you off at work? Lie to him and say 1 a.m. when actually off at 11:30 p.m. Guy leaves. Around 11 I go into lobby and start to clean up before I go. Look out window and see car on. See creepy guy in said car. He waves to me with a smile. What the hell? 11:30 rolls around and my brother is picking me up. Usually wait around outside, but not with this guy still outside staring at me. Brother finally shows up and we begin to go home. Guy starts to follow us. Don't say anything because I think I am overreacting. He isn't following us, just a coincidence. Say to myself. We're almost home and turn onto a side street that connects to my street. Guy's still following us. As we turn, he continues forward. Never seen him again. This was just over a year or so ago and was super creepy. I really hope it was just some guy that had nothing better to do than to fuck with me, rather than fuck me. Live in a town of 2,000 people. So small it's actually considered a village instead of a town. Town high school was built in the 1890s and is still used today. Grade school was rebuilt in the 1990s, so moving from 8th grade to high school is a big change in scenery. The school had a lake in front of it when it was first built, but they had a problem with it flooding, so they built a small river through the town in order to drain the lake. I think they did that in the 60s, but that's not important. It was very common in grade school for the teachers to talk about how the high school building was haunted by a ghost named Edgar. As a little kid, it freaked us out, of course, but as we grew older, fewer and fewer of us actually believed in it. During high school orientation, at one point, they just turned us loose in the building so that we could explore and find out where all the classrooms were. Down in the basement, we were checking out the library and found these large picture frames. The frames were hung on a thing like posters are in the store. There are multiple two-sided frames on hinges, so they kind of flip together. Each frame had the class picture of a graduating class from 1903 to the present. We had fun finding pictures of parents and relatives to see what they looked like in high school. Small town, almost every kid was the offspring of an alumni. Then we started flipping through all of the old pictures and a friend stopped us. He said nothing and just pointed at a picture. It was the class of 1917, and written underneath was in memory of Edgar Wary. After looking at the picture closely, we realized that two of the students looked identical. Edgar had a twin brother, Thomas Wary. The next week we started looking into the books at the town library, not the school library. They had these old, super dusty books that had every major news story the town had ever had. Turns out the old tree in front of the high school used to hang out over the lake. One morning, they discovered Edgar hung from the branch of the tree, hanging above the water. Police deemed it a murder, but Thomas didn't want to believe it. He hunted down and murdered 3 people who he thought had killed his twin brother. We went to school the next day and started talking to the superintendent. Once he started talking, all the sense of authority in his voice went away. He told us that what we had discovered had actually happened, and the school tries to keep kids from finding out about it. Tells us it's to keep distractions down. They think if everyone is talking about murders, they won't get their work done. even though these murders happened almost 100 years ago. Fast forward to junior year. Haven't thought about Edgar or Thomas in a while. Go to school earlier than usual. Only about 5 or 6 kids in the school before me. See someone in a suit and tie walking down the stairs. None of the teachers ever dressed that nice. I'm on the second floor. Watch the person walk from the third floor down the stairs and into the basement before thinking that he looked out of place yet familiar. I go down the stairs to see who it was, but don't see anybody. The lights in the cafeteria weren't on yet, so all I saw was the light from the vending machines and what was coming through the door to the library. Walk into the library and see an underclassman named Kaylee. Ask her if anyone had come in the last minute. She said she was the only one in there all morning. Walk over to the pictures on the wall and flip to the older pictures. What Edgar and Thomas and every other boy in their class looked exactly like was what that guy was wearing. Mild nope and head back upstairs to wait for my friends to get to school. Never tell anyone other than Kaylee what I saw. Wandering deep in the woods, mostly looking for properly sized deer bones to complete my mounted skeleton. Come across some kid. Say, "Hi there, kid." Kid says he's lost and wants to go home. Ask him where his home is. Kid says name of nearby town. Know woods well. Agreed to lead kid back. Walk is taking a while. Kid keeps crying about wanting to go home. I assure him we are well on our way back. Finally exit woods on a familiar road. Kid seemingly recognizes road and thanks me before running off. Next day learn he was hit by a drunk driver and killed as he followed the road home. Realize my actions led to his death. Complete my sweet deer skeleton. Might as well post this. 5 to 7 years ago. Early high school. Going camping over spring break with church and some pals. Hey Anon, let me show you something. It's his dream journal that he would draw his dreams in. He makes me sign a contract that has his blood on it to tell no one. I haven't done that until today. The notebook has a long explanation about how his dreams predict the future. If his dreams have a certain symbol, then they predict the future. What happens in his dreams happen 3 days later if it has the symbol. Shows me picture of wolf. I had that dream 3 days ago. Later that day, a large wolf that looks just like the one in the notebook comes out. Approaches me and him and a few others. We pet it and it's friendly. It leads us into the woods. We come out of the woods near the road. We see our bus has fallen in a sinkhole. Wolf disappears. I have a couple stories, but not as creepy. Be me, 11 at the time. Live in a small town that does this Christmas street party bullshit every year. Street party is finished. Go home with mate to drop shit off. Mate bought a shifty plastic lightsaber thing. Walks into house, everything seems fine. About to leave, then hear heavy footsteps running towards us. Nope the fuck out of there. Running down driveway with mate. Puts lightsaber up to windows to see if anything is there. I don't know why he did this. Run all the way back to his place. Kept this between ourselves until last year. We laugh about it now. Be me. 8 years of years. Completely dark in my room, trying to sleep, because that's what we did back then. Be alone in the room, because my older sister was in the hospital. Suddenly a voice. Anon, you really need to read your books more. Hear a loud as shit crash. Screaming as loud as my lungs will let me. .jpg. My mom comes bursting in, flipping on the light. My bookshelf was completely knocked to the ground with books everywhere. Scared the hoots out of me. Learned 2 years later that there's this poltergeist that's been following my mom around since she was young. Like knocking plates off of the shelves and shit, even exploded a fan once. I also heard my older brother checked in on me while I was sleeping around the same time, only to see the ghost standing at the foot of my bed, staring straight at him. But that's only what I heard. This is creepy now, but back when it happened, it was downright terrifying. Be me, about 3. Living in a smallish one-story home. Central living room, watching TV with family. Time for bed. Leave and turn into hall to go to my room. See something in the shadows moving toward me. No feet, just gliding along. Stops in front of my room. Seems like body is turned toward room, but head is looking at me. It's about 2 feet tall, disproportionately large head, no eyes, just black. Freak out, run back, get dad. Tell him about little ghost on tank treads. He pushes me back to the hallway, kicking and screaming. Stands there with me. It's still there for me, staring at us. Says he can't see it, says it doesn't exist. It turns its head and glides into my room. He pushes me into my room. I see it standing next to my bed. Seems like it's facing my bed. He turns on light. It's not there. See, it's not there. Definitely didn't sleep that night. It felt hostile but not dangerous, which is why I now call it the imp. That's the only time I really had a major experience with it. We moved to a new home about a year later, and I'd hear dishes crashing in the middle of the night. But my mom claims responsibility for those, and she's a serious night owl. I never did find anyone in the kitchen or anything misplaced upon checking it out, though.